And welcome back.
Welcome back.
The H.A.B podcast.
Episode 10.
Episode 10, baby. Wow.
We are officially in double-digit episodes.
Officially. Say cheers. Cheers, boys. Cheers, boys. Fucking get on the table. That's fucked up. Sucks to be the new look.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's the thing always. What's up?
Anyway, as usual, we are just a couple of guys
Living life.
being hater
Ass.
bitches.
Hater ass bitches.
Big time hater ass bitches.
Because there's no other way to be.
So, again, we found a new spot to record in your house.
So I think at this point, like maybe next week, like we both sit on the toilet at the same time.
As long as the bidet is running, I'm good on that.
Hell yeah. Hitting us right in the middle of our two ass cheeks.
Yep.
Like not even
I
in
get
our
one
ass,
ass
just
cheek,
like
yeah.
just hitting us on the ass cheek.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Yo.
Let's do it.
Just saying
If you want to see that, comment down below.
comment down below, like and subscribe, hit that ring bell.
Yeah, hit the bell button so you get all our uploads.
But no, here's the thing though too, is I think that if you aren't on the bidet train, you got it.
I need to get one.
You do. $40 at fucking Walmart, not Walmart, Target. And they're not bad. Like Alex, when he moved out and got that apartment with Emma,
Yeah.
the one that he got was $40 at Target, and it's solid. Got them go wide, bears, wide, 2 bears, wide, 3 bears, wide, bidets, wide, 2 bidets, wide. Go home. What? Use my bidet. What? Toilet paper sucks. What? You like toilet paper? What? That's the bottom line. No, you don't. What?
Bidets are better.
Bidets-
And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold says,
What? Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hater ass bitch 10, baby.
All right, so anyway, I think we're going to try something new. We're going to start off with something new. We're going to start off by telling you guys what we're going to talk about first.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can start just getting right into it.
Yeah.
So definitely we're going to talk about some Cubs today. Opening week. And the new pitch clock.
Yep.
I was going to say the integration of the pitch clock. It didn't sound right in my head, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about we'll jump into what we're deeming the Battle of the Snowflakes.
Battle of the Snowflakes.
We have called the Battle of the Snowflakes, and when we start talking about it, you will know why.
Yeah.
We call it the Battle of Snowflakes.
Yeah.
And then we'll definitely finish up the podcast with our own thoughts about the
college basketball
tournament, mostly the championship games. We'll touch on the men's a little bit. Wasn't as exciting.
Yeah, but mostly
there was some women's drama.
Yeah.
But
dog. Caitlin Clark, dog.
Okay, Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. More of a running back, or more of a linebacker, but dog.
She's not even that big.
No, like that video. That kid talking about his entire football team where he's like,
I've never seen that video.
yes, you have, bro. We literally referenced it on this podcast before. Dude's talking, he's like, Sir Hale, dog. And he talks about other guys. He's like, this guy scored 6 touchdowns against Southside. Dog. You've seen it. You've definitely
Did we watch it here at Cawisco?
I think so.
It sounds familiar. We'll have to watch it again after the podcast.
You've seen it. But the thing that happens, though, like when you're trying to be a hater-ass bitch all the time, is that you don't pay attention to the shit that other people are talking and saying to you, so because you're just thinking about what you want to say bad. Dude, I've been dogging on this guy so bad all week this week. Like everything he says, I'm like, dude, why are you even talking?
All right, let's just hold on. Kind of start off with that real quick. So, like today, I had lifts. I had to work out this morning, and I was in a really good mood. The sun was out. What do they call that? What do they call that? Like the mental health thing. Like
seasonal depression.
Seasonal depression. It can tell like it was gone today.
Yeah.
And anyway, like I was driving to the gym, I was feeling good, I took my stuff, I was freaking in the sauna, I was chilling, Get to deadlifts. Nothing wanted to fucking move. Nothing. I got so pissed off. I fucking punched the wall. I fucking took off my wrist wraps. Took on the fucking ground. Then I text this asshole, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking pissed off right now. I was so pissed off. I punched the fucking wall at the gym, and I'm screaming, "Fuck this!" and "Fuck you!" and GD this and GD that.
So much
in the gym, like
that not custom today, yeah?
no, I said I'm gonna try to limit it.
Okay, got you. Easter weekend.
And I said it's no promises.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm telling the story, so I gotta tell the story.
No, yeah.
And I'm not saying GD.
No, for sure. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead with your story.
Okay, right. So I'm pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I text this guy and I said, "Man, the weight's not lifting or the weight's not moving." And I'm just so pissed. That's ego lifting. No, it's not. I'm not ego lifting. I normally can get that for 10, at least 7 or 8, the 370.
Yeah.
Nothing wanted to move to the deadlifts. Nothing. And he was just sitting here shitting on me. Like hardcore shitting on me.
No, because we both know if we were on Instagram right now scrolling through and we saw a video of a guy trying to deadlift, like that video of the one guy, he tries like 600 pounds, right? And like obviously can't do it. He like gets it up to like here, like halfway up his freaking chin, and he's like, he drops it. He's like, fuck.
Ego lifting.
That's ego lifting, bro.
Like if you think you can get something, it's not ego lifting.
But if you're fucking screaming like that, you're doing that shit for attention.
I wasn't doing it for attention.
I'm not saying you are,
because I wasn't on social media. I was just like legit, like I literally lost my mind for a minute. Like I was so pissed.
No, I'm there. Like this week, I was benching, and I decided to go to I was doing 265. Normally, that's an easy 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah,
bro, I did 3 sets of 2.
Yeah,
like, and my left arm was like doing the wiggle. I was
pisses you off.
I was a little pissed, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? Sometimes the weight wins. I'm gonna train it and fucking beat its ass back. Sometimes it wins. Sometimes that happens. It's part of life. Sometimes negativity gets you. Sometimes you gotta get out your own way.
Anyway,
that's my fucking caption the other day. Sometimes you gotta get out your own way.
Yeah.
Punching the wall and shit, that ain't trying to beat it back. That's fucking ego lifting. That's getting in your own head being like,
no,
I'm big dog, I should be
fucking
No. Sometimes it wins. Sometimes
it's not ego, it's just expecting better of myself.
No, that's ego, bro.
It's not ego.
Self-acceptance. Practice some self-acceptance.
What did I say? What did I say earlier? I said another motivational line.
Yeah, you did too. You came back with a pretty good one too. I'll give you that. And I can't remember how the hell.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Obviously, I can't pull my phone up. So
yeah, I hope does it save it? Does Snapchat save that?
I think we have it for 24 hours, don't we?
Oh, you sent me for piss. You sent me a video of piss. Right here, I said, getting angry is not ego lifting. It's the expectation of feeling failure. Bro, I'm saying that's going on a t-shirt.
I'll give you that one. That was a pretty good comeback. Pretty good, little statement. Fire. Nothing's worse than would you rather do the
and that's just like
good or below.
That's going on a t-shirt, and then your statement needs to go on a t-shirt. We need to make some t-shirts, bro. Anyway, that's a little opening tangent. Let's get back to topics here, I think. Say that real quick. Okay, so the Cubs.
Yeah.
They won today.
They did.
No, not the first time in a while because they beat the Reds, so they're 3-3. They're 500 opening season.
One game, lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, which
won 2 in a row now.
We won 2 in a row now. Yeah. And the one game for the Reds, the rubber match got rained out, so technically we probably would have won that one too. Because Stroh would have been starting that one. So I expected to win.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, though. Let's get into some of the positives. Yo, we talked to each other about this the other day. No, we're talking about just general team right now. The Cubs can fucking hit the ball.
They can. The only thing that it's kind of weird because I haven't been able to watch a game until today because it was on Apple TV. So I don't have Marquee or anything like that because Marquee is
Marquee's like, let's be on DirecTV
and that's it. Yeah, so I don't understand. Somebody posted this thing today. My buddy Josh, so watched the podcast, gave him a shout out last week. The one that we saw at the Arnold.
Yeah, Josh and Jack.
Yeah, he posted
on Instagram. Go give him a follow.
Right, give him a follow. Yeah, he's dope. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He posted a picture where a guy apparently took a picture of a TV in the White Sox stadium and it said this game is blacked out. And the guy said, "I'm literally inside the stadium."
Yeah. So here's the
And
thing.
it said that the meme said baseball hates its fans, and I was like,
it's pretty true.
It kind of is true though. Like,
well, because that's the thing too. Is like, and I'll read up on this too. Like, because me and you, like, first off, the Cubs are fucking good again. We have a squad.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is like for baseball, if you live within a certain distance, and the NBA does this to an extent too, not as bad as it used to be. But if you live within a certain distance, they want you to go to the game, so they black out the games, unless it's within like Chicago Sportsnet or like Marquee Sports or like Yes, which is the Yankees, things like that. Like they can do what they want because they literally just own the rights. They have things because of the owning organizations owned sports networks.
Yeah,
but like it is the most frustrating thing ever. Because, like, for me and you, like, I mean, we love sports. We love our sports teams. But, like, even though I wouldn't say baseballs are either one of our number one sport, but, like...
it's number two for me.
For me, it's either...
It's very close. Very... Like, I'd say it's maybe 1B.
Yeah, so it's up there for me.
Baseball is my first love, dude. Like...
It's definitely, like, the same for me.
Football took over.
It was the first sport that I found. My grandma, Janzak, was obsessed with the Cubs. She's also kind of weird because she was from the St. Louis area, so she also really liked the Cardinals. But like if the yeah, no, she was backwards like that. But she loved the Cubs.
Gross,
but she loved the Cubs over anything. Like literally the last conversation, I'm kind of going off tangent now. But the last conversation we ever had was about the Cubs getting rid of Jeff Samardzija and how upset she was about that. And I was telling her about how we were hiring Joe Madden. Telling her about Chris Bryant because also Chris Bryant was really
showing. She wasn't alive during the World Series win?
No, she died right before the 2015 season. She died February of 2015.
Bro, imagine the diehard Cubs fans that died like during the playoff run.
So that was the biggest thing that like hit me and my brother Kyle.
Yeah,
because obviously Kyle's a big Cubs fan too. Yeah. We stayed up that night and watched.
World Series.
That was the biggest thing, man. It was like we both cried and hugged and we watched the living room standing up the whole time. Mm-hmm. But like the biggest thing was like, damn, dude, like even my mom, who doesn't give a shit about sports, she was like, man, I just wish Grandma James I could have seen that. Because one, I don't care what anybody says, that's the greatest game of sports ever.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. And then like there's an obvious shirt that I still want to get that says the greatest game ever played was on a Wednesday in Cleveland or something.
Those obvious shirts are so comfortable with the So I wear my Rhino one all the time.
But yeah, they dude, and the only thing that sucks though is like it's crazy is how we will in our lifetime we'll never be able to recreate that magic let's say if the Cubs go on and win a World Series again, you're like fuck yeah, like I'm excited for it, but it's like it's almost like it's not gonna feel the same. Like it's gonna be dope. It's just not gonna feel the same.
We didn't wait 108 years for it.
It's gonna feel different. It's gonna be crazy, and I hope it happens soon because
it's the thing, man. We got a squad.
We do. Dansby Swanson's a killer, bro. Stroh's a certified A so far.
See, let's be honest about that. We knew what we were getting with Dansby Swanson,
right?
But like for Stroh, like last year, he played good, but he was hurt.
Bellinger has been hitting
the ball crazy.
And then I didn't realize we have left fielder as a Gold Glover, center field is a Gold Glover, shortstop's Gold Glover, first base the Gold Glover.
Won like 1,000 years ago, but yeah, he's still
won 4.
But still, he won like 1,000.
Stroh's a Gold Glover, and Barnhart's a Gold Glover.
That's the thing, though, is like
so our defense is like holy shit,
right?
We just gotta have the pitchers that can like dude. It's like Stroh, I'm good.
We need the bullpen.
Stroh, I'm comfortable with. Steele,
solid.
I'm getting there.
He's solid.
Like I need to see consistency.
He has his games.
He's young. 3, 4, 5.
Cedric is still even in the lineup. Where's he at?
I don't even know where's he at. I was gonna ask you today actually.
So because I've been thinking about that too, and I want to look at it.
We have no one on the team from the 2016 season except for David Ross, technically.
Is Hendricks isn't on the roster?
Like, I mean, I'll look. I'm falling out for all the time.
I know that like before the season this year, they were talking about how he was the only one technically on the team.
Did you see fucking Contreras got hurt
No, really.
first game? Still awaiting Kyle Hendricks' return. He's on the 15-day DL. IL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Speaking of Stroh,
killing it. Certified ace.
he's also the first player in NFL history to have a pitch clock violation.
That he is.
We want to talk about the pitch clock.
So and that's the thing. So that's one thing I wanted to ask you is your opinion. Like, how do you feel like it is? Do you feel like it's influencing the game the way it should? Do you feel like it's influencing the game the way it shouldn't? What are your thoughts?
So I will say that I don't truly fully understand it. Like the pitcher has until 0 to pitch.
Technically,
Like the batter has to be like when I
Ball
watched
has to
Zach
be-
McAfee last week
the ball has to be delivered
by 0.
before the clock hits 0. It's like same thing as like a play clock.
So that'll give the batter a ball though
If they violate it, it gives them the ball.
And then I mean there was a game the last night that only lasted less than 2 hours.
Yeah, and obviously
And that's one of the main criticisms of not a cat like me and you we're diehard, so we're gonna definitely sit down and watch a game regardless of how long.
I'm gonna watch a game if it's up.
But the casual, if baseball, they say baseball's dying, and the casual, they want to bring the casuals in.
Well,
you got to shorten the game.
So going back to the conversation of baseball's dying, well, it's because you can't fucking watch the game unless it's on ESPN.
That too,
and
it's expensive as fuck.
Correct.
Which,
I mean, I have YouTube TV, and it's not that expensive, and I still can't watch it.
The Marquee's not on there.
Yeah, Marquee is on Fubo, Xfinity, and DirecTV.
Okay, so opening day, look at how fucked up this is, right? Opening day, I wanted to watch the Cubs game, and I was calling around everybody hey, how can I watch the Cubs game? Does anybody have a way I can watch the Cubs game? People are like MLB, the MLB app.
As I looked into it, also, yeah.
The game was blacked out.
Exactly.
I did the 7-day free trial just to watch opening day.
That's the thing.
And it was blacked out.
If you go through MLB and not through because Marquee, you could watch it. But if you go through MLB TV, whatever, the same thing with League Pass for the NBA.
Yeah.
If you're within 2 hours, no, they can't.
It's fucking stupid, man. That is dumb. Pisses me off. I gotta find somebody with cable though, so I can watch Marquee.
One of the things I was looking into it, and I honestly almost called you the other day because I could add Xfinity Stream, and obviously I could only have you put it on your phone, but I figured that you would be fine with that. But it was gonna add $50 to my freaking internet a month, so I paid $70.
Yeah,
it was gonna be $116, and I was gonna be yo, so if you want to split it with me, I'll do it, but I was also thinking I might make you pay freaking $25 a month to put games on your phone.
It'd be worth it for me.
I mean, low key it is.
Jenny, on the other hand, would have something to say.
Exactly.
Jenny, fuck that. I'll do it, bro.
Exactly.
Oh no, I'm gonna find a way to watch these games. I'm sure somebody I know has cable.
That's the thing too, man. It's even Stream East. I haven't found the games yet, and it's so dumb.
I forgot I have Dofu Sports. What the fuck have I been doing?
What's that?
It's kind of like that Stream East, but it's I'm pretty sure they got baseball. They do have baseball, dude. They almost show it through YouTube and stuff like that. I've watched a few Colts games like that, Michigan games. When I go to Married Couples Retreat, I'll put on Dofu. I'll just watch it on Dofu, the Michigan game and the Colts games.
So let me know, man. Is what they play tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they play the Rangers.
Yeah, so just if it shows up on there, shit, let me know.
I will. Yeah, it's on FS1 tomorrow, so it might be on the Fox Sports app. But
yeah, I should be able to watch that on YouTube then.
I mean, hopefully by the time this podcast goes up, they at least won the series against the Rangers.
Yeah, but go back to the Cubs.
Getting some momentum going.
Go back to the Cubs. We
with the pitch clock.
I said the pitch clock.
Ohtani made history too. You see that?
What did you do now?
The first player ever to get a pitch clock violation with both a pitcher and a batter in the same game.
Yeah. So That's the thing I love, and I was talking to my dad about it, which obviously, Dad's a huge baseball buff just because he played forever. And, huh?
What?
Yeah, Dad sucks. Um,
Actually, he's the one that gave me my advice before I hit my first slow pitch softball home run. So yeah, I mean, I literally followed his advice.
Dad does know what he's talking about when it comes to baseball. But
Pissed me off. We had like 3 career home runs, and one of them wasn't inside the park because they had 3 outfields and a 4, so I took advantage.
But
Still counts.
I don't know, like I talked to Dad about it, like it really does like the game board. It kind of is I don't know, it kind of goes back and forth, right? Like it kind of is a pitcher's game. Past couple of years, like pitchers have been pretty dominant. Like batting average has been very low, but like home runs have been crazy high.
They have been crazy freaking high.
Like now it really is a pitcher's ball game.
Yeah.
And like, let's be honest about it, dude. Like as much fun it is as it is to see a guy hit a home run, like it's pretty dope to see a guy throw like a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like seeing them being able to dictate their tempo the way that they want to, because the batter has to be in the box by 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Like the pitcher can throw it at 8 seconds.
I was gonna say. I was just gonna
they
say.
Can throw whatever they want.
As soon as they step in the box, boom! You're not even, because some guys are still do the whole like twirl the bat and just
all the random bullshit. Like I was talking to Dad, that was so they can't like put their put the bat down, grab some dirt, rub it on their hands,
as long as they're in the batting box for 8 seconds,
fucking throw it, do their straps. Now who was it that I was seeing earlier today? There's a lot of controversy about. Was it Manny Machado last night or a couple days ago?
Yeah, he got ejected.
Yeah, he got ejected because he went nuts because he called time. Because if you have a timeout, you have to call it for 8 seconds.
Yeah,
and he called it when there was 8 seconds left, which means that they should have granted it. But at the same time, it's like, why are you waiting that long?
Right. They're testing. They're testing it out just to see what they can get away with, of course.
It's baseball. That's what it's all about.
The only thing is...
baseball is probably the most methodical game there is.
The only thing is I'm kind of curious on how, like, it's... I'm kind of curious to see if it will change, like, when we get to postseason play.
It'll probably change by the All-Star break. There's always changes in the All-Star break every year.
Well, no, I'm talking about, like, I think they'll keep the pitch clock the same during the regular season. Like, I'm talking about, like, are you really going to let a possible pitch clock violation come down in Game 7 of the World Series?
Well, the NFL allows for freaking pass interferences that completely dictate an entire season. We let a college basketball game be completely dictated by the referees.
We're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
frustrating.
Just saying.
All right. Well, the Cubs. Well, we'll talk about the Cubs more.
Exactly. Well, long ass season.
Just opening week.
It's a long season, man.
Season.
We got a lot more episodes to go.
We're never gonna hit the few games.
For sure. Yep. But I'm trying to go to one. Obviously, we're trying to go to the South Bend one on the 26th. I'm trying to go to the Cubs and Dodgers on the 24th or 23rd. So I'm taking my test for my license in Chicago again on the 24th. So I'm going to go out there Sunday. One of the Cubs Dodgers.
On my birthday. I was going to see if you wanted to go to Elevate Gym with me on the 24th.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Little bitch.
Yeah, we can do it.
You're going to be out of town.
I was just going to go early and go to the game, but if you want to do some stuff,
also on Monday.
I'll stay in. Oh, yeah. I will be out of town on the 24th.
That's what I'm saying.
I was thinking 24th of Sun, so I keep getting that confused. Well, I'll be back on the 24th.
At what time?
In the afternoon.
By noon?
No.
See?
Because at noon my test is at noon. So I'll be done with that probably about 3 or 4 and then be back by like 6.
Well, they close at 7 now.
Yeah, sure.
We gotta get up there.
We do. It's a really cool gym.
Anyway.
Say what was next on the agenda?
Next on the agenda was the Battle of Snowflakes.
Battle of the Snowflakes. So I'm sure.
Should we like premise like what we kind of where we lie in this whole thing?
I think we get into that while we're talking about it.
I know, but I think
so. Let's preface about what happened.
Well, I don't want people like watching this and like, okay, they're talking about this, and then like they're obviously believe. All right, fine, we'll get into it.
So obviously this week, many of y'all, I'm sure, if you've been on social media, watched the news, literally it's been all over the place. I feel like the biggest thing that I've seen about it is Bud Light.
What?
What? 2 Bud Lights.
What?
2 rainbows. What? Do we both just say 2 rainbows at the same time? What? What?
That's my think. What? We're gonna be like, we didn't say the same thing at all.
Right. You're like, oh my God, I don't even know what the hell he said. But Bud Light is sponsoring a trans
Female.
female,
Male to female.
TikToker or something.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know who the hell the person is. I
see people hate him just because like he, she, they, whatever
the pronouns,
whatever their pronouns are,
that they prefer.
they over exaggerate how women act.
Like a lot of women don't like it.
Yeah,
her,
of course.
them.
See, that's the thing though. Is like, yeah, we're not gonna get into that right now, but like, yeah. So like, let's just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Bud Light thing.
But Kid Rock is out here.
Kid Rock.
It's already irrelevant. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because people haven't really talked about him in a long ass time, except for last year when he was at a SummerSlam for the WWE. What? And it was fucking making out with like a chick who was like 400 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, there was memes all over.
Yeah, he's definitely white trash. The thing is, though, he does have some bangers.
Oh, without a doubt. Go back, man. Yo, go back.
Without a cause. Only God knows why.
Go back to 2005 and before.
Before that, dude.
That's why I said 2005 and before.
Picture with Sheryl Crow.
Chris Rock. Kid Rock had some bangers. And
one of the funniest lines you've ever heard in a movie before. Would you like a wham burger with your French fries?
Yeah.
Go dirt. Yeah. That's the thing though. Like as soon as like somebody who doesn't like line up with like, okay, yeah. So this is why. Okay, so I just thought, okay, go ahead and finish off like setting the stage here because that's exactly what we're talking about.
So kind of the biggest thing that we're going to get into specifically is because this whole ordeal has kind of brought up some other things that kind of bother us. We're not focusing on
the issue,
the LGBTQ community,
right?
Bud Light sponsoring somebody who's trans, whatever. Low key, live your fucking life. We really don't care, to be honest with you. But I don't want to say Chris Rock, Kid Rock. What? Freaking shot him with a shotgun.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fucking done with Bud Light.
Bud Light, freaking Coors Light.
He kept shooting them, and I'm like, that's why I brought this up today. It's like it almost, it brings you back to like the Arnold thing when he said "screw your freedoms," and like we're big fans of Brian Shaw.
Big fans of Brian Shaw.
But like he posted a video of him like after what Arnold said, I can no longer support him, and like. He took a picture of Arnold off his home gym and like threw it in the trash. And like whatever side of the aisle you on, like me and him have had numerous political conversations, and we both are we both kind of align in how we think and feel sometimes about certain things. I think.
Yeah, most part we do.
Like I think that we're both more like in the middle. I don't know if you want to say libertarian, maybe, but like, I think we both just believe that like you can live your life the way you want to a certain extent. There's things that people should not do,
like
pedophilia.
You probably shouldn't like go around killing people,
right? Like I said, to an extent, right? So you can live your life in whatever way makes you happy,
ethically and morally is correct,
right? But at the same time, the only thing we really have a problem with is when you start like fucking with other people.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast probably. But anyway, I thought about like making a post on Facebook and shit. Cause we're not conservatives, we're not Republicans, we're not Democrats, we're not liberals.
Yeah.
We don't consider ourselves that. We're human beings.
part of the human race.
Part of the human race, and we try not to. I think we're both try to be positive people. Like we're not trying to cheat our own horn here, but I think we are try to be as positive as possible. We genuinely care about people and genuinely care about people, and like just want people to be happy. I think we both agree on that.
Yeah, without a doubt, life's hard enough. I'm making it harder.
Right. And you're not bothering us. Like there's whatever.
Yeah.
We can get into a whole podcast about that shit, but like
yeah.
The fact is, what we want to get into today is the fact that why do people have to post a video?
Yeah, like they're disapproving.
Right. So you're doing it. You're to me, you're fucking grandstanding because like all you're doing is like, hey, everybody, look at me, because it's obviously not like people who have like. You know what? I think I have like 1,000 followers on Facebook or Instagram, and like what you have probably the same. Yeah, maybe less, maybe more.
800-900 something.
Right. So it's not people. It's not people like us. Like if we did that and posted a video, people would be like, "Wow, you're dumb," and then you get like 3 likes on your video. We're not gonna go viral on it. It's like you said, Kid Rock, who's kind of irrelevant right now, or like maybe Brian Shaw, who hasn't won a World's Strongest Man in like 15 years. It's not been that long, but you know what I'm saying.
He played second like 2 years ago.
Right, but it's like, okay, but like, Brian Shaw's not irrelevant in the fucking fitness industry, but like,
no, not at all. Like, dude still got millions and millions and millions of followers on Instagram.
Yeah, and people still
because he does like a whole content thing now.
But, that's the thing. It's like
show too.
So is Eddie Halls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Thor's. They all
facts. Anyway, yeah, and they're all so tiny.
Dude, especially Thor's wife. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when we talked about
they can never be on top, dude.
No way.
No way in hell.
Yeah.
Like this dude has to be in like fucking push up position the entire time.
Dude, that's some freaking hentai shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like going in one end and coming out the other. So that's just called
hentai porn, yeah.
Weird like octopus stuff.
No, hentai isn't hentai like I thought that was just like anime porn.
Yeah. It's like where it's like a giant like octopus monster thing. And that's
I don't know about all that, but
yeah, I don't know. There's some people who are into that shit.
Sounds like you're into that shit.
No, sir.
But anyway, it's like I call it grandstanding, and like
I think that's a really good word for it though.
Yeah, because like how do you know that people aren't like? How do you know like?
Hey, it's me.
Yeah.
By the way, I hate that there's rainbows on the Bud Light can.
It's clearly divisive, and like that's the thing too. Is like first off, I mean I know why it's divisive, but like there's certain things I think in this life that like shouldn't divide people. And like some like putting a rainbow on a fucking beer can is like okay, just don't fucking drink the beer if you don't want to. Like if you don't agree with
it, if that shit bothers you that
then
much,
don't drink it. Like that's all you have to do.
But like why do you have to go and make opinions known when in reality like nobody gives a fuck if you. I don't want to say that out loud, but like nobody gives a fuck if you don't like gay people. Let's be honest about that. If you don't like it, first off, let's be honest.
Nobody truly cares. I really feel that. I really do. Like, nobody truly gives a shit. Like, if you say you don't like gay people, like, if you say that shit online, you're going to be like, you're a fucking bigot because they can say it online. But, like, if you say that out loud in real life, people are going to be like, okay. Like, who cares? That's cool.
Like, cool.
You'll get maybe 1 or 2 people like, fuck you yourself. But, like...
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, back in my head, it's kind of like, all right, bro, like, what? First off, why? But, like, in reality, like, like who cares, man? Like, cool, just let them live their life. Like, you don't go and try to make them feel like a piece of shit because they're gay, right? Because, like, let's be honest, why should you make anybody feel like a piece of shit? Life
for choices that they make, right?
Life is hard enough. Support them, love each other. That's literally what this world is about. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But back to that, right? Like, we're so mad that Bud Light is putting a rainbow.
So just don't drink it
on a beer can that we're gonna make other people's life even harder by making them feel even worse about themselves.
Well, I mean, if you're gay, I don't feel like you probably shouldn't feel worse by yourself just because like you're fucking really.
But in reality,
like I get they get bullied and stuff, but like
in reality, when you're getting online, you're seeing constant negativity of like fuck Bud Light, support fucking LGBT, fuck them, right? Like you're gonna take that certain
See,
kind
I
of
feel
way.
like it's like such
If people are shitting on Bud Light because they were supporting people who are fucking redheaded, and you see somebody online talking shit about that, saying how redheaded people are the fucking devil or something, right?
my guy, I lived through fucking South Park and gingers have no soul, so I think I'd be okay
Right.
if people were talking
Exactly
shit.
though, but you feel it.
I
Which like I
know.
would say,
I
all
don't
right, bro.
care. I don't care because it's hilarious to me. Like I'm always like it can roll off my back. I mean, I'm sure some people be like I'm
Yeah,
sure some redhead.
but not everybody can be that way.
Right.
And
But I'm just saying like, but you're saying
that's the
like
way it's
me as
mine.
an example, like it's a bad example, but like I'm just kind of
No, because
like there's
you're
only
thinking too much about it. But it's all right.
you literally said if Bud Light started making fun of redheads, you'd probably feel some type of way.
That's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm just using you as a fucking example, dude.
Okay, but like okay, so if you're saying like if I'm like the average person who gets
Yes.
offended over things,
Yeah, because some people do get their feelings hurt about shit. Which
like
part?
there's few things I could hurt my feelings,
Which
but, like you talk shit about Jenny or my kids, like I
exactly.
fuck off, but
Like, oh, what the fuck, these kids are fucking ugly ass kids, right? Like, you're gonna feel kind of way. Like, all right, bitch, like, that's already fucking making me mad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but like okay, but like what you're saying is like people are getting pissed off and gay people should feel bad about them. From what I said, like,
I'm
okay,
not
you may
saying
not say that, like, but this is the way I took what you said. It's like gay people feel bad about themselves because they're gay. So like if they go online and they see people saying "fuck Bud Light" because they support gay people, they're gonna feel worse. Whereas like
if
maybe
people
gay people
do.
are happy.
I'm saying if there are people who feel a certain kind of way, because let's be honest, there are families who disown and throw people out because of their sexuality out of the family.
Yeah.
Even though though a lot of people who I've worked with personally, who dealt with that, like are still like comfortable in their skin. I'm like, yeah, I'm gay. That's who I am.
Do you know what's crazy?
But at the same time, like that shit still bothers them.
Yeah.
And then seeing that, like subconsciously, you keep seeing that.
I can see what you're saying now.
See what I'm saying? It's gonna start build up over time. Like, environment trumps will, bro. Environment trumps will.
I don't know, but I feel like most gay, like people who fall, okay, like that's just like type. I don't know, it kind of sounds bad that we're saying like gay people, but like people who fall in those categories, like the LGBTQ community,
Yeah,
that are like not crazy. Um, the people that don't like, dude, that is just a weird thing online. I don't want to get into it right now, but like seeing like the LGBTQ community going at each other. Like there's people like fuck the drag queens, fuck the trans people, and I'm gay and I'm lesbian, and they be talking shit. I'm just like, y'all got some infighting now. Damn, thought y'all supposed to be together. It's crazy. No, like we don't want these motherfuckers a part of our fucking crew. Okay, we're gay, we're bi, we're lesbian.
see, I don't get on Twitter like that, so I'll see this.
It's not even Twitter, it's Twitter, Instagram, fucking, maybe not Facebook, but like Twitter and Instagram, dude. Like if you go in the comment section,
I don't look at the comments. I'm like,
I do just for some entertainment sometimes.
I mean, like sometimes I'm watching a reel, you know, like sometimes it'll pull up in the top comment.
Yeah, but like I'll read the comments. I'm like,
good.
damn, like people are going crazy. But well, I follow this account called Gays Against Groomers too.
And like it's what?
Groomers, like they're a group of LGBTQ that are trying to fight against child predators.
Right, people who are grooming.
Like, right.
So I figured.
So like that's what they like.
Figured
They'll go against like.
I figured it wasn't LGBTQ people trying to fucking hunt down like dog groomers. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
It's just like, hey, bro, heard you cut that dog the other day, huh?
Yeah, you overcharged the customer.
He said,
yeah, we take him
$55.
outside. Ah! But
that would be funny.
yeah.
That sounds like an SNL skit.
So, but like, yeah, so I follow them and like they go after like, because you've seen the videos where like kids will be at like a drag queen show and like they're twerking in front of the kid. It's like, all right, like that's not okay. Like I get the parents of the kid, but the parents should be locked up too. Like that's a whole different thing. Like,
yeah, that's a conversation I'm not gonna get a part of today.
We'll make it another podcast.
I think that's a little too far from what we want to talk about today.
No, I'm just saying like what the stuff that.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's mind. Anyway, what we were talking about, let's circle back.
Yeah. Just
the grandstanding.
just causing division just to for your own gain.
Right. And that's what both sides do, to be honest.
Well, I know. That's why they call it the Battle of the Snowflakes.
Right. Because you'll have one side do something. See, both sides do the same things. Yeah. They literally do the same things, just in different ways.
Well, to me, it's almost more of like a liberal does something right. They're like Trump gets elected, and like that chick is like, no, or like
that. Okay, that's a great example.
Then that chick who's like, this is the gayborhood, or whatever she calls it, and then she like yells at the dude, like the right, super right with people are like, huh, fucking snowflake.
Yeah, what a pussy.
Ooh, snowflake.
Right, that's okay. Those are good examples, dude. Because I was trying to think of like, yeah.
And then like situations like this,
where it's like
people who are super
rock and be like, you're a fucking snowflake.
Right, because people who are super right wing, a lot of times they are that like, fucking puss, nothing go by.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you put a fucking rainbow on my beer can? What's the first thing? What's the first thing that the left?
Fucking snowflake.
Oh, I thought we were snowflakes. You fucking
pussy.
You fucking snowflake.
Like Kayla Spires on Facebook today was like posted a meme that said Mark safe from getting my feelings hurt over a rainbow on a beer can. I'm like,
that shit.
You guys do the same shit too.
That shit had me crying a little bit though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. It's all funny, dude. Like if you truly just sit back and like remove yourself from like any
from your own,
like
your own
drink Bud Light though. So it's like we're not like diehard Bud Light guys.
I mean, if I do drink a Diet Piss beer, it is Bud Light though.
I mean, I was always an Anheuser-Busch fan, but like, I mean, as I get older, I feel like it's kind of gravitating more towards like the liquor, like not trying to get drunk. So if I don't have a drink, I'm also gonna drink
like let me get a good beer or something that's actually gonna taste good.
Like ever since I got into lifting, I kind of drink that beer because like the bloating is just killing.
Oh, it fucking kills me.
Yeah. So like liquor though, it's cool. I think
just some like whiskey, some Coke Zero. You know what I'm saying? Fire. Hell yeah.
But
Captain some Coke Zero.
What? Like what
Captain Coke? What?
They put the rainbow. What if they put Captain Morgan in a rainbow suit?
I fucking love Captain, but keep on buying it. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like Bud Light, that's the beer that you like. The can just has a fucking rainbow on it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's reality, right? Like once again,
and that's the thing.
Life is hard enough. Why make somebody feel even worse about themselves or feel that the world is against them?
If it bothers you that much, just stop buying it.
Just fucking buy Coors.
So, like, the example that I remember, like, okay, so what do you think about this, though, right? Because I was kind of thinking about this at work today, and it was like, because, I kind of think about, like, in my own head, like, I think about, like, both sides of how things could be looked at.
Yeah.
So, like, and I was watching YouTube today, too, so they were talking about how Arnold did apologize for the Screw Your Freedoms comment. And,
which obviously is good to see, because, like we had this conversation years ago when that shit happened.
Yeah. But like he said that in 2021, which I didn't realize had been that long. And that was the year that they had they had the show in 2020, but they had the expo, then they had the expo in September, which I forgot about.
Yeah.
So they had it in September of 2021 when he said the Screw Your Freedoms thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And Redcon 1 a month before pulled out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but they announced that. So, like, in your opinion, like, that's not the same thing, right? Because I could see how people are like, well, that's the same thing. That's what you're talking about, like Redcon 1.
That, like, grandstanding?
Like, we're going to pull out of the Arnold Classic as the main sponsor. But they're the ones that announced it. So, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it depends on how you go about announcing it. Because it's one thing if you make a post like, hey, y'all, just letting everybody know we won't be at the Arnold this year.
Well, I think that's what he did. Like, the owner was like, if I remember correctly, he was just like, hey, we're a freedom-loving company. We're an American company. And for Arnold to say, like, screw your freedoms, he's like, does not fit in with our values. So I think they did say, like, we're going to vote with our dollar. And, like, we're not going to give any money. And we're just going to pull out because they were the title sponsor for the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, for a long time.
So, for a couple of years, yeah. So, like, I don't know. In my opinion, that's not the same thing.
I agree with that. I think it's one thing to like make just a public announcement like, hey, don't really agree with what happened. We're not going to be there this year.
Yeah.
That way, you guys are all informed when you go there. You wanted to see the Redcon booth. We're not going to be there.
Right, but to destroy property.
I'm destroying and violating this picture of Arnold, throwing in the trash, disrespecting him. Who, honestly, let's be honest about it, Brian Shaw's career wouldn't be as successful without Arnold, because Arnold is who literally made the fitness industry explode.
Right.
So, once again,
like all those people that fucking like, I mean, LeBron's a big example, but like, you know, I left Cleveland, and everybody goes and buys
burger for French fries.
Everybody burns my jersey. Like they had to make a video of it.
The first big one I remember was when T.O. left the Eagles and went to Dallas.
Oh, see, I don't remember that. Social media wasn't like that back then, though. That was like MySpace era.
Exactly. It was like MySpace and freaking YouTube.
YouTube just started like 01. It wasn't that big. I don't know, 04, 05, 06.
YouTube did not start in 01. YouTube started in like 06, 07.
05. Yeah.
But he also went to the Cowboys in like 07, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember the TL thing. The LeBron thing sticks out.
No, but the LeBron one was like when like social media was actually becoming like a mainstay in society.
Yeah.
Because that was what, 2010?
Yeah, it was. Damn. Yeah.
Well, like right around the time it's like Twitter was getting like started and Facebook was getting pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's a good transition.
Yeah.
Basketball. Let's start with the men's title. Let's just start with the title game. We'll talk about the title games. That's all we got to talk about. Tournaments, both tournaments, I think, were really good.
Yeah.
Saw some good upsets. The second ever, fuck Purdue. Haha.
Exactly.
Actually, I really don't hate Purdue like that. So
you, baby,
you do. But the men's title game, honestly, once UConn got up by like 10.
Yeah, say welcome to the 5-ring club, UConn.
Yeah, I think once UConn got up by 10, I was like, game's over. Like the Aztecs were good and they're a good story, but you're not competing with UConn.
No, and a lot of people are too making the argument now that like UConn is without a doubt a blue blood now, which I can see it, but at the same time,
on the men's side,
yeah, but at the same time, like
they've won with 3 different coaches. Like
exactly
recently,
that's the thing is like all their wins are like what 96, 2001, 2011, 13, and now
they have more rings than Kansas.
Yeah,
and Kansas has like the second most wins of all time in college basketball.
Yeah, Kansas has like four championships.
I mean, look,
because they were tied, I think. I know it's obviously it's UCLA,
Kentucky's at 8, boy. Which I heard Kentucky might get
North Carolina
Dickinson. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Most
UCLA,
wins.
Kentucky, North Carolina, and then Duke, Indiana, and UConn are all tied for 4th.
Kansas has 4.
Yeah, so
UConn has 5, Indiana has 5, Duke has 5, Carolina 6, Kentucky 8, UCLA 11. Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's the thing though, is that what years are their championships? Just go up there because it'll show it in that. Listen, I want to say the championships are like legit, like 96, 01, 11, 13, and now.
99, 04, 11, 14, and 2023.
Yeah, so I was damn close to that. You gotta give me props for that.
Yeah.
I was only a couple of years off of 2 of them. Exactly on the other 3.
Well, the thing with the men's tournament though is like UConn was a kind of a sneaky team though, because they lost in like the quarterfinal of the Big East tournament, but people are picking them to win, which is weird. Like Reese Davis went on Pat McAfee show and was like, expect them to get to the title game. I think he had Alabama beating them. But like everybody thought, like I thought it was gonna be Alabama and Houston because Alabama looked unbeatable, and then like
homeboy's looking like he's gonna get that charge though. You see that?
No.
Alabama?
Brandon Miller?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's not looking good for him.
I don't think he will.
What do you mean? Did you read any of that?
Yeah, he brought the gun. He brought the gun.
Bro, it's not looking good for him. I'll tell you that.
We'll still get a top 10 pick and maybe a draft. It just won't matter.
Okay, so real quick, this is a little off topic. I kind of want to bring up Jalen Carter for a second. Did you see that he's refusing to meet with teams outside of the top 10?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you literally had to leave the combine to go check yourself into jail, bail yourself out, and then come back to the
Doesn't
combine.
matter. He's way too talented. Dude, you know what's crazy is actually at Drew Rosenhaus on Pat McAfee this week, and he was talking about how he used Jalen Carter as his client.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, Drew Rouse is the one who told him to go do it.
Yeah. You're not. I think they have their inside sources. Like the agents, I think if you're doing that, like I think if agents are making that call, I think they kind of know that, like, hey,
if your agent's Drew Rosenhaus,
yeah, he's the guy.
Whatever he tells you, just
the best. Dude, Pat McAfee said he's negotiated like $7 billion worth of contracts.
Well, think
how
about
much money does this guy have? So if he takes like 2% of a contract,
what's the thing? The thing about it, though, like how many players every offseason does it say? You know, Tyreek Hill with Drew Rosenhaus.
That's his client too.
Exactly. Like half of the freaking league, it has him as an agent.
Yeah.
Except for Lamar Jackson, dumbass. So I think he's so dumb when I have an agent. But back to
they did talk about that.
They talk about it every day. Where it's like, I think because at first they were like, "Is this not the new quota where players will start doing their own thing?" They're literally talking about that for the offseason.
It'd be dumb, dude.
And now they're like,
"That's a lot.
Probably should have got somebody." But back to basketball.
Yeah, we'll talk about the NFL later. Not today.
That's the thing too is some people did have Indiana going a little bit deeper than they did. Both of us, we both did. Obviously, was lost to Miami and both the men's and the women's.
Actually, I had them losing in the Sweet 16, and they did. But I had them losing to Houston. Well, Houston was supposed to be last. Did you guys? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think I had you guys beating Miami and losing Houston.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. We'll be all right next year. Joe Safino fucking left. Which we talked about that last week too, where Adam and all them were super excited about this Gabe Cupps kid who's like barely a top 100 player. But hey, they watch and pay attention more to the high school kids than I do because I don't really care that much about the high school kids. Like, let me see you when you play in college.
Right.
High school don't mean shit. But unless you're like LeBron. Because, homeboy averaging 32 points a game turned down the contract to, not for IU, Purdue. Your dude, your boy.
Who?
Your boy from work.
Oh, right.
He's averaging 32 points a game.
Yeah, 7.
And 7.2 or something. Yeah, no, I didn't watch much of the men's championship game because I turned it on and they were up pretty big at that point.
Yeah.
San Diego State kind of made a little bit of a run there when I turned it on. I was like, this game isn't even going to be close, and they won by
like 18.
Yeah, so they were like 15, 18, something like that. I don't know. San Diego State had a decent team. They were all freaking. That's one thing that I think does make an interesting point about the men's tournament. Is I truly feel like this year really made a precedent that like you're no longer going to see teams with a bunch of one and dones go deep in the tournament.
No, it'll come back around to that. Nope. It will.
Nope.
Yeah, dude, COVID fuck everything up. Nope. So guys are staying in the league a little bit long. Dude, these teams are starting to getting super talented kids again, and it's gonna fucking change the game again. Nope. Give it 5 years.
Nope. You're wrong.
Okay, we'll see.
Sam is being a hater ass bitch.
You don't know any shit about college basketball, bitch.
Okay, Mr. Dukes of Blue Blood. Not Duke.
Duke is a blue blood.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say Michigan.
I never said Michigan a blue blood.
No, I didn't. You're talking about blue bloods, and then you brought up Michigan.
No, I said Michigan is an elite program.
And then you corrected yourself and said,
that's not what I... Don't fucking listen to this guy. That's not what I said.
bro.
No, I'm too good at talking sports. No.
Then you got to win a championship game. That's what I thought. Exactly.
When is the last time?
Exactly.
Right. That's what I thought. Yeah. Bob Knight.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. What the fuck? That's fucked up. Dude was in the hospital like last week. They were on his deathbed. He just went home. That's fucked up. You did that. I'm gonna cry tonight, bro. Bob Knight dies because of you. I'm gonna cry.
I don't know why I said that shit.
I said, yo, that's fucked up.
You were like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude. It is fucked up.
It is.
Yeah, so let's get to the girls' game, I think.
So
hold on. The drama we had to save the best for last, I think.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the game itself. First off, congratulations to the women's college basketball game. Most viewed game ever for the women's side. I think it's the most viewed championship game. It's either most viewed championship game or most viewed tournament game for the women's side. 9.9 million. Now, the thing I will say is that I think a lot more people.
Coach is annoying.
We'll get there. So, I think the most people it is fact. I think we can say it's fact because we sat and we watched the ending of the LSU. Who did they play last week?
On the Final Four?
Yeah, when we saw this watched it. It was LSU and was it Miami? No. LSU. South Carolina.
LSU and who else?
It was Miami.
Was it?
I think so. Let me look. No, it wasn't. Who beat UConn? That's who made it. Anyway,
we watched that, and then
we watched the ending of that.
And then we started the podcast, and then we watched Iowa and South Carolina.
They beat Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
So ACC, so we're close, but I think it's fair to say, it's no disrespect to LSU. It's fair to say, though, I think a lot more people tuned in because, number one, Caitlin Clark. And she's a shooter. She shoots like crazy. She shoots like NBA range, men's
and
range.
I want to point out, too, I think what you're getting to is, what did we say was the secret to the WNBA and women's college basketball becoming more marketable? Marketing their stars.
Which, actually, I found out that I think the big problem, too, is you have to be 22 to enter the WNBA draft.
Yeah, you have to stay in college for a while.
That's fucking stupid. Dude, imagine Clayton Clark blowing up now, and now she can go to the WNBA and then take that star power there. No, now you gotta wait another year. Maybe people are like, maybe she has a down year next year. No,
next year she's not out there doing fucking 30-point games.
Right. Maybe you're like, well, now I'm not gonna watch her now. Fuck that. Or maybe she starts jacking up. I mean, she's a volume shooter, but
she is a dog.
She's a dog.
But
so like I said, no disrespect to LSU, but I think people did tune in to watch Caitlin Clark and Iowa because they just beat a team that
just beat South
Carolina that everybody projected was just going to go undefeated, run through everybody, and win the title. And Caitlin Clark put up numbers, so everybody wanted to see that, I think.
Yeah.
And I think we can say that we walked away impressed with LSU. I think I did. Definitely hell. I mean,
LSU was a good team. And
we caught the end of the LSU Virginia Tech game, and they said that she tied the NCAA record that game, and then this game broke the NCAA record for double doubles.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know she transferred from Maryland, which is interesting, but
is this it?
Yeah. She's a sophomore this year. Yeah, she played her freshman year at Maryland.
Oh.
She's low key kind of hot. But so is Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you can definitely
Came across a dub.
I can definitely say that I walked away respecting LSU as the women's basketball team, so I'll definitely paying them attention some next year too.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is the thing that pissed me off the most.
Okay.
The reffing. And, if you go back and watch last week's podcast, we were constantly talking, like, because we were watching the game, and we were talking about, oh, wow, that was a foul, and they didn't call it. They were letting them play, like Iowa and South Carolina.
Yeah, that was a hard-fought game.
And it was like 20 fouls for South Carolina, like 18 for Iowa. That's like people complain about the referees online, and then people are like, that's how it was against South Carolina and Iowa, and it's like, no, because they were equally fouled, but like the fouls they were calling in that game were like legit fouls. Whereas like this, it was like Angel Reese, for instance, hit all ball and she got called for a second foul. Caitlin Clark threw the ball behind her back, got teed up, and that's a personal foul. That's your star, like your biggest star, your best player in college basketball last year. If she won the award,
She won the female Wooden Award. Essentially,
you really gonna fucking tee her up for that, and you're gonna fucking put her on the bench?
Yeah.
Really? Are you fucking stupid?
So
and you want the women's game to grow, and you want to put your stars on the fucking bench?
So just remember that.
Like low key, that one girl that came in, I forgot her name, number 21, the one with the blonde hair, the one that came in for like 0 points, like the last 3 games. She couldn't fucking miss. That was like LSU,
24.
Man. Yeah.
She's a light-skinned girl, blue eyes,
blonde hair.
Yeah,
yeah. She's
the one that we said that was like a female Steph Curry the other day. She was like that. She was the really pretty one.
No, that was for Iowa. I'm talking about the girl.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for Iowa. No.
Okay. The girl that came on for LSU.
Oh, yeah.
At 24 is bad. But like the girl that came on for LSU and just like had scored 0 points total the last 3 games, and then comes on and scores like 19 in the first half because she just couldn't fucking miss. She's the one who hit the buzzer beater at halftime.
Yeah. Okay.
Like she just couldn't fucking miss. Like that was the thing with LSU was like they just couldn't fucking miss. Yeah. And like they
played a good game.
Like they had shot all year, I think like 39 or 37% from 3, and they shot like 70% from 3 that game. Like
they showed out.
And like that's what I'm saying. Like the times like that, like this is men's, but like Michigan, the last 2 times they made the national championship game, there's always some guy that comes off the bench and nobody's ever fucking heard of that's like just goes off. And you're like, well then what the fuck? Okay, you beat us. Like that's bullshit because you're nobody. Like that was the same with the same chick. Like she was just kind of like a random that came off the bench. Nobody really talked about her going into the game. She comes off and blows up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reffing was fucking garbage, dude. The fact that LSU's coach was on the court like the whole fourth quarter, and like the refs were like running around her.
That's why I think she's the most annoying coach I think I've ever seen. Like, and I'm not even talking about her outfits. Her outfits are wild. Like in the Final Four games, she was wearing the shit that had like fucking
feathers and shit
all over it. But like, yo, the refs are yelling at you all game. At what point are you going to call a foul on that?
Yeah.
When like you're calling a foul on literally everything else. You're not hard because she had the ball and fucking rolled it behind her damn near.
Well, she went like this. She like threw it behind her back, like into the crowd damn near, like because the ref wasn't right there. But like that's why they teed her up.
But still,
because I remember the
freaking
broadcast guys were like, "Well, she must have said something," and then they went through the replay and they're like, "She said nothing." They're teeing up the best player in college basketball right now.
So let's remember that.
You can't do that.
Once again, remember everything we're saying right now about that. About the ball, her throwing the ball behind her back. Because let's be honest about it, it's a little fucking ridiculous shit that happened.
100%. The refs took over.
Exactly. So let's go forward now. Back forward where we're at. Absolutely ridiculous. At what point are you going to... I think it's a technical, right? It's almost kind of like a sideline violation.
Like, I think you get a warning the first time.
Exactly. At what point you're telling her all game, you're literally watching the game, you can see the ref go,
yeah.
Remember, you need to stay in the coach's box. There's literally lines on the fucking court.
She grabbed the side. She grabbed the ref at one point, and the ref was like,
exactly.
I'm like, really?
Exactly. So say once again, at one point are we?
It was very equally. It was equally called though. That's the thing. Is like people are shitty because they're like, "Well, I was just complaining about bad refs, but they got their ass beat." It's like, well, no, it was like 19 fouls to like 18 fouls.
Yeah.
It's like it was pretty even.
Oh,
It's just all the calls were shitty.
It's just that like
they were shitty, dude.
It was way too strict, and they were like, "Hey, let's
like."
This is our game.
The one thing I told, okay, first off, they're bragging about how like, well, this is the first all-female referee in NCAA women's basketball history. And it's like, that's great.
That's cool.
But also make sure they're doing their fucking job right.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay, you're just going to put people out there just to say we made history, but, like, they clearly weren't ready for the They clearly weren't ready for the moment.
Are they ready to be in a national championship game?
Probably 100% not, because they made the fucking game about themselves. Like, if you want to grow the women's game, and some guy, like guys, especially, that'll tune in to watch. Like some women will, some women won't, maybe. Yeah. But like, if you want guys and maybe the casual girls that like, oh, well, let me tune in. Let me see this Caitlin Clark. Let's see Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And they tune in. You're like, okay, I just want to see a good hard fought.
What
the fuck is this? I'm not watching this shit.
I mean, what's the complaint about even hardcore basketball fans in the NBA? Is that it's hard to watch because everything's a foul.
So why there's no defense or everybody jacking up threes?
So like, why are we doing that for the women's game?
And the one thing that kind of made me feel better about the whole like complaining about the ref situation is like everyone agreed on it. Like everybody was like, these refs are fucking trash.
America, united we stand.
Like that's the one thing that could unite us all was how bad these fucking trash refs were, dude. Like,
get in bed, go.
That's what cracked me up. Like, even the broadcast is like, are you freaking... Like, I remember, I can't remember how many times they were like, are you kidding me right now with this call? Like, how are you making this call? Like, people were, like, they were pissed the fuck off.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
But anyway, congrats to LSU.
No, for sure. They definitely deserved it. I mean, like, they won. They won fair and square, and they won by what? Once again, like...
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, like both title games turned out to be kind of stinkers, to be honest. Like the score wise,
it did suck.
It kind of sucked, but
either way, it was LSU, good for them.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a lot of controversy at the end of the game.
Yeah, and I think we'll end the podcast with this.
Yeah, and obviously some people are viewing it as a point of
So the thing is, there's two things that overshadowed what should have been a really fucking good game. Like, I think if the refs wouldn't have took over and this situation wouldn't have happened and LSU still dominated, I think people would be talking about, like, women's college basketball a lot more. But, like, these are the two things that are dominating that game now.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is not how you're going to grow the game. But we also disagree on this thing, I think.
So here's the thing too: is you never let me explain to you what I was talking about this, so I think you'll agree with me a little bit more. So go ahead with your point first. So obviously we're talking about Angel Reese at the end of the game doing what Caitlin Clark did. I think against Louisville when she like was walking off the sideline, and did the John Cena. You can't see me. Can you see me? I can't see me.
See me.
And then, and then she did this, the point at the ring, too.
Yeah, the ring, baby, or not. Hell yeah.
So, I want you to kind of say your points first.
No, I want you to say your points first.
I want you to say your points first.
No.
Yes, because you keep trying to talk all day today, so why don't you just go ahead and talk now?
No, I have not. You're the one that almost... Go ahead. Go ahead.
So...
Ladies first.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a lady. So, let's...
Miss Evenson.
Yeah, I'm a lady. That by female, I'm gonna go win a Canadian powerlifting competition. So
I mean, as long as you say you are, you are.
So here's the big thing. I think I'm just saying right now with me, like, this has nothing to do with fucking racism, first off. And I think that argument, for the most part, is ESPN trying to bring everything back to racism and everything else, which I think is a little asinine at times, but sometimes it's a little true. So for me, this is what bothers me, and I think it's fucking classless. Not by Angel Reese, but by the refs. There's 30 seconds left in the game. That's longer than the fucking shot clock. You're letting this girl follow somebody else around, waving her hand, and going like this, taunting. For 30 seconds. But you're teeing up Caitlin Clark for throwing the ball behind her, making her sit on the bench. That's the point that's got me fucked up. Literal taunting for 30 seconds while the game is still going isn't a tech, isn't unsportsmanlike, but throwing a ball behind me is unsportsmanlike. You know where I'm going with that? Because one, we both respect competition. We both respect competition, so like shit talking school, shit talking is part of the game.
I was just trying to look at the taunting rules on basketball.
Still, either way. Can't dunk the ball like in men's basketball. You can't dunk the ball and then stand over somebody. They'll get fucking tech.
Shit dumb.
You can't hold on to the rim forever. That's a tech. But you're telling me you can get in this girl's face and do
Shouldn't
this?
technically in her face though. That's the thing.
But she's fucking following her around the court.
Not so much.
She was. It's fine. But that's not what I'm getting at. Is I really don't care about that. It's just like that. That's not a tech. Because the way that they were calling the whole game was, I don't give a fuck. This is about me, the referee.
Do you think they didn't call it because the game was basically over?
That shouldn't matter. Once again, it goes back to bad refereeing.
100%. We all.
So you're telling me like somebody go up and fucking punch somebody?
That's different.
It's not different.
That's different.
It's not different. At the end of the game, it doesn't matter.
No, that's different.
Affect the game.
No.
Doesn't affect the game.
That's different.
It doesn't affect the game.
Come on, you know that's different.
It is different, but it doesn't affect the game, so why call it? Leave that up to the police. You know I'm right. That's why you're giving me that look. I know you better than that.
No, that's a terrible analogy.
No, you agree with me. That's why you're giving me that look. Obviously, I went a little extreme with it. I know that. But at the same time, like, no time left. Fuck it. They're already up by 17, which I agree.
You can't walk up and just punch somebody on a fucking game. Like, that's completely uncalled for.
And so was literally being on the other side of the court, away from where the fucking ball is, and being in this girl's face.
She wasn't, though. They're all on the same side. They were all on the same side of the court.
Whatever, bro. Just talking shit. But being in this girl's face doing that shit. Which, like I said, part of me is like, yo, I fucking love shit talking in sports. It's dope. Fucking ball out.
Okay, so, like, are you saying that because... So, like, what if Caitlin Clark wasn't teed up for that tossing the ball on the back, then you'd have no problem with that?
Bet. Do it.
So you'd have no problem with her doing this thing?
Yeah, of course not. Do your thing.
So it's not her fault.
Who?
Angel Reese.
No, I'm not. I don't think it's Angel Reese.
You're saying she shouldn't have teed up?
If you're gonna call a fucking bogus ass tee up like that,
Like two wrongs doesn't make it right though. Like just because you fucked up the teeing up the Caitlin
but be
Clark.
consistent.
But they weren't. We've already established
But
that.
be consistent.
Right. I mean,
So once again, all I'm doing is just continuing the argument of bad refereeing.
Like I agree with you on that point. Like if you're gonna
And that's the only point I'm making.
Like
That's the only point I'm
I
making.
don't think Caitlin Clark should have got teed up, so Angel Reese shouldn't get teed up either.
No, I agree. I completely agree. Like there's no fucking time left. Who gives a fuck?
Plus, she's talking shit. Like that's the thing with me, man. Like I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying though. Like, okay, like let's be honest. Who cares? I think there was only like 20 seconds left. I think I'm being a little dramatic about the 30 seconds. If 20 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. But
what's the term that Pat McAfee uses? You know who cares? You know who cares? The 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 old whites.
yeah, the old whites, they care way too much.
Which isn't technically referring to like old whites. The old whites is more like a mentality.
Exactly.
It's not specifically
It's being like
it's just a mentality.
being like grumpy and being dumb. Really.
And kind of racist.
Correct.
Hating everything that's different.
Yeah. Like I said, once again, like it's not an Angel Reese thing. That's why I started out saying like don't even try to bring up the racism thing because I don't give a fuck about all that.
Well, maybe you don't, but I think some people.
No, for sure, some people definitely do.
Like they would.
That's why I was defending myself because I do agree that there are many people who would probably feel differently about Caitlin Clark if she did that to Angel Reese.
Oh, he'd be like, fucking hilarious.
Fucking Caitlin Clark's a badass. And then like
come out to Iowa and shoot guns and shoot my guns at Bud Lights with me.
Exactly. And then like Angel Reese, like she does it, it's like
fucking thug, classless, cashless, sports. Have some sportsmanship.
Yeah. No, like
my thing is stupid, dude.
I said my thing is if Caitlin Clark literally just fucking throwing a ball behind her, which you see that 80,000 times a game. Somebody throws it or fucking tossing towards the sideline.
Yeah,
that happens 80,000 times a game. But a national championship game with the best player in the country, the person who's bringing 9.9 million views and eyes to your fucking game, you're gonna tee up over that.
Yeah.
But then you're not gonna tee up with a chick who's fucking being ridiculous at the end of the game.
Yeah, that should be ridiculous, but.
If throwing a ball behind you is ridiculous, doing this is ridiculous.
Oh, just let motherfuckers know I'm getting that ring, bitch.
Doing that's ridiculous. If throwing a ball behind you is ridiculous. That's the point I'm making. But in my opinion, either way, I feel that either one of those is a tech. I feel that throwing a ball behind you is just like happens. And then celebrating and being excited that you just won a national championship, which think about how many people have played women's college basketball, how many people don't have a championship ring. You get to experience that. Be fucking excited. I don't give a fuck.
You know that's probably
hey, yo, Caitlin Clark, you're a fucking dog, but guess what? Not today, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm getting a ring.
Fucking ring, you're not. The other thing I'll say about that then is like, I thought we were going to disagree. I thought you were going to say like
I told you earlier that not necessarily. That's why I kept. That's why I kept.
I don't know. It made it kind of seem like.
So I kept for this. Bam, heel turn, baby.
Yeah, you definitely got me on that.
I got you a little bit on that.
You were straight up talking about
I got you.
And then all of a sudden it was like, now you threw me off because I had this whole fucking argument.
Exactly. Damn, bitch. Look at you go. Hell yeah.
Well, then we can fucking address the people online.
Gotcha.
So, like, you didn't give me shit, bitch. You didn't give me. I knew you were fucking with me. Come on. I know you. I can tell. Anyway.
So like, I'm a bogus ass comeback that was.
Whatever.
I'm back. What up, big boy?
Yeah, it's only come here getting back. It's the one that's on your fucking lips.
Wow. Yeah. Come on, you're back.
She would. Kim Kardashian.
It's the greatest America's greatest comeback story. I'm pretty sure she had come back.
I know Kate Upton did at one point. Remember those photos?
Hell yeah.
Her and Justin Verlander.
Mm-hmm. Remember that?
The Fappening.
It's a good old like.
Remember the Fappening?
It was
like 2016.
It's a good old like 2015, 2016.
Yeah. Anyway, like the only thing I will say is I want to address then, like, because I can't tell you any fucking comments I saw that were like classless, thug, have some sportsmanship, and it's like, dude, like sportsmanship is so fucking overrated to me. Like, should you respect your opponent to a degree? But like, she did come out and say like she felt some kind of way because like Caitlin Clark was waving off one of the girls from South Carolina, and like they were playing way the fuck off of South Carolina, like they were letting those girls shoot, but like and like they were trying to do that to fucking LSU, and LSU was like dead where they're making that shit. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
like I was like, don't play so off. Oh yeah, there's a 3-pointer, boom, and it's like, why are you playing such off defense right now? Like I don't understand why you're literally sagging off your defender. But yeah, like sportsmanship to an extent is so fucking
Well,
stupid to me.
here's the thing though too about sportsmanship. Like,
Let motherfuckers know that what you got.
what does that truly mean though? I feel like it's such a generalized term.
Yeah.
To where like it doesn't mean
Just win the game, just win or lose. You go and shake their hand, and then you go on. Like it's so funny because like all these old people, they're like, this fucking new generation is so soft. It's so soft.
It's like
It's a participation trophy generation. But you're over here calling somebody classless and fucking talking about sportsmanship when sportsmanship is basically just like, oh, hey, I just beat you, or hey, I just lost to you. But hey, good game. Good game. Thank you. Okay, have a nice day. Oh, you just beat my ass? Thank you.
The thing though too.
Have a good day.
But those same people
fuck that
call
shit,
like
dude.
Call like LeBron a pansy or a puss, and then like refer back to Michael Jordan about like how like Jordan had that
fucking bad boys fucking beat his ass and look at LeBron never fucking.
I'm talking about like I'm trying to make a point. He starts talking about the bad boys. I'm not even talking about the fucking Detroit bad boys.
You should go back to Michael
Jordan. That
has
nothing to do with this entire thing. But like Jordan that time like when he did the shrug thing, like that's just as classless as fucking.
That's showing up your opponent right there.
That's just as classless as this. If you
if
you want to make that argument that it's just as classless, when in reality, either way, it's
not classless.
It's not classless at all.
Right. So like it's just as classless as saying it's not classless at all.
Exactly.
But like to the old white mentality crowd people, they're like, well, that's classless, and then or like dunking over fucking Pat. Fuck, I bet those same people were like when Shaq dunked on that dude from the Knicks and like rubbed his fucking balls on his face. Yeah. People like, hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, you can't stop the big diesel.
Exactly.
And then it's like, what the fuck is she doing? That is classless. You're a thug. Lock her up. And it's like, she's just a basketball player and she's talking shit. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was pretty
like, we both were like, Caitlin Clark's the shit. But then after that, I was like, I mean, I'm not like shitting on Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is still the shit.
She's a dog. But I was like, that's funny. The way she's just let motherfuckers know, man. Sometimes life's too short. Sometimes you gotta let a motherfucker know. Because at the end of the day, what if she never goes to the WNBA? So now all she has, I don't want to say all she has, but like, let's just say like she doesn't make it to the WNBA. Like, let's say she has an injury, but you were the best player on the best team for that year. You gotta let a motherfucker know. It's not. You're not promised. You can wake up out of bed and tear your fucking ACL and you're done for.
Shit, Jay Williams. Jones was because he got in a fucking motorcycle accident and ruined his career. Like he's supposed to be a dog,
and he's a terrible ESPN analyst.
He is. Dude's career lasted like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was riding a motorcycle.
That's what I'm saying.
Riding a motorcycle to the team facility, got an accident.
Gotta let a motherfucker know.
You gotta let a dude know, man. Said I respected it.
I think it's hilarious.
That I respected. Like I said, the only thing that I had was.
Isn't it funny though? How
that's tech.
First off, it was the media though, like dividing people.
Oh, once again,
they just really blew.
ESPN being like
I said, we should have been talking about like 9.9 million viewers, like LSU fucking dog. Okay. Oh yeah. One thing I did want to say though about LSU, like what makes me respect a little bit more, is not so much like. First off, like Jill Biden was there at the game. And apparently she wanted to talk to the LSU team in the locker room, and LSU said no. Like, you guys picked us to lose against Michigan. You guys didn't even pick us to make it out of our home state. So why the fuck would we want you to come in here and talk to us? What do you have to say about us?
Yeah.
And then like Angel Reese been talking shit about, like, literally made Jill Biden like walk that back about. Now, like, it's not a political thing. Like, it's not because I don't like the Bidens at all. Like, I don't. But, like, it's not like maybe Angel Reese does. It's just, like, I'm not one of those guys who are like, oh, she's talking shit about the Bidens. Oh, come get, oh, now I'm a fan of her now. Oh, yeah. But, like, no, like, it's just funny that you're like, you want to come talk to us after you, like, completely just, like, wrote us off? Fuck you.
I liked how he Joe Biden tweeted about that she wants
Both teams.
teams to come to the White House.
And then Angel Reese was talking shit about it.
Was like
called it a joke.
Was like, what a fucking joke.
And then like her like press release was like, well, that's not what she meant. No, that's what she said. That's what she meant.
That's what she meant.
She definitely wanted both teams to show up. I guess LSU was going to go. Now they did accept the invite, but
which I'd be like low key. Like,
I mean, why would you?
Like, I do understand the aspect of like, let's promote like women and women equality. Like, you two teams are like had the most views for national championship, but let's celebrate that.
I can't remember.
But at the same time, like, why is Iowa going to celebrate?
Right.
They lost LSU's national championship victories.
Right.
That's not how it works. Now that follows into participation trophy, all that kind of shit.
Right. But yeah, so that's why, I mean, I thought that shit was hilarious that she was just like, I mean, to be honest, dude, I've actually picked LSU to beat Michigan. I don't know where I had LSU. Actually, let me find out where I had LSU. I just want to know. That way, if Angel Reese ever watches this, she'd be like, fuck y'all. Just getting shape. I'm going to watch this. Angel Reese, I'm a fan. My buyer jersey.
Respect. We got to buy them Candace Parker jerseys still.
Your pick was incorrect. Fuck you, ESPN. Piece of shit. It's hilarious. Talking shit. Where's my... Oh, wait. There we go. So I had... Oh, no. I had UConn, Indiana, Iowa, and South Carolina in the Final Four. Because usually the
women's... It is
damn, so I had... I picked Maryland to beat Notre Dame, which makes sense. I had Utah beating LSU because they were a 2 seed, and I went with like the common knowledge of like women on the women's side. You never see like the lower seeds.
You don't see big upsets.
You rare. I mean, it's very, very rare. So that's why I kind of went with that. But
that was pretty good. And then real quick, next week, just because this weekend's the Masters. I think next week we definitely got to bring up a little bit, just because like we were talking about earlier about Brooks Koepka leading the Masters currently. He's a LIV player.
I'm gonna get into some golf next week.
So let's talk about the Masters a little bit next week, and especially because like, dude, if somebody from the LIV does win this week, think about the fucking chaos that's going to happen in the PGA.
And golf is truly like an individual sport, so it's not like the PGA could try to fuck them over. Could they? You think? I don't think so. I don't think they could.
Dude, the PGA,
without them knowing.
The PGA didn't want their LIV players to play the Masters.
I know that, but
they couldn't deny them.
But they could. They can't like intentionally. Like, it's not like you can't rig a golf match.
No, but just the chaos is going to happen.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like, that's what I'm saying is like the PGA Tour can't like fuck him up either. So like if he wins or if he loses, it's all on him. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not rigged. Like if the NBA did.
I'm confused on where you're going. This isn't. I don't think it has anything to do with what I'm talking.
It does. Why are you confused?
Because you're talking about rigging. What are you talking?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you said there's going to be chaos if Brooks Koepka wins because he's a LIV guy.
Yes.
But it's not like the PGA Tour can just go out to the Masters and like fuck him up to make sure he loses. Like, they can't rig it to where he loses because golf is an individual sport. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get. I'm just confused on where the hell you're like. Why that's your thought process? I was talking.
That's just what I thought about. Like, it's just kind of like.
I get what you're saying, but like I'm saying, like.
Why are you overthinking what I'm saying? Like, it's common sense. Like, I'm just making a general statement that like.
But I'm talking about if Brooks Koepka wins, the shit that's going to happen afterwards.
I understand.
And you're talking about them rigging the Masters to try to potentially keep him from winning when it's like that's not what I was even talking about.
Okay, but that's what I'm thinking about. So I said it. That it can't happen. So if he wins,
yeah,
it's because he's that fucking good.
Correct. But I'm talking about like, are more people going to go potentially go to the live because how much money he's making, how much more he actually gets to spend time actually trying to improve his game.
Brooks Koepka is the one that can hit the long ball. No, that's Bryson DeChambeau, right?
Yeah. He's also on the tour.
Yeah, I know. I thought they hated each other.
Yeah, they did until now they're cool though.
Because they're making that money.
Now, they were cool like before they both left the PGA.
Who left first? Wasn't it Brooks?
Okay, Brooks was one of the first people to sign.
I like Brooks. Brooks
Koepka's a shit.
Yeah. I'm not really like...
Dude won PGA championship 2 years in a row.
I'm not a diehard golf guy, so like I totally understand why like people would leave for the live. Where it's like, okay, I guess like it's Saudi Arabia money where like people are shitty about it. It's like
instead of playing like literally a tournament every freaking weekend of the year where people like are like starting to hate the game but they like do it because it's like that's their livelihood.
Yeah.
Like go play the live where you play it's like a team sport
and you're being paid.
You're getting paid no matter what. And you're getting paid a shit ton of money. Even the guys who aren't very good who went are making more than a lot of the big dogs in the PGA.
What was the example? Was it Reed? What's the name? Reed. What's his name? Reed? Something Reed. His first name's Reed or his last name's Reed? God damn it, dude. Just me on
Patrick Reed?
Patrick Reed, thank you. Yeah, people are like shitting on him because like that dude fucking sucks. And he's at live now. He makes a ton of money.
But he's a major champion.
Right, I get it. But like people are like, but you know how
people shit on people just
because they're like he fucking sucks ass
because he's not fucking
like he's not a star. Right, he's not a star. He's not a big name. I mean, like he's formidable, but like
no, for sure. I don't know, dude. Like
we need to get
that's the thing though. Is a lot of these, a lot of these guys who are at live though are like they're finally loving the game again. Some of them have like literally come out and said, like, you know what? Like I actually get to play to like enjoy this again. Yeah, and the way they do it too, I think is like, they need to find a freaking like consistent like way like a platform for people to view it in the States.
Didn't the live play like Mar-a-Lago? Didn't they play like Trump's golf course?
I think the PGA has
everyone showed up. Yeah, pretty sure Liv did too.
I don't know if Liv did not. I said I know Liv have like 8 to 12 tournaments. I don't remember how many there is.
I know Brooks Koepka just won like the last one.
Yeah, his team.
They're talking on a Pat McAfee show.
His team did.
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird. And they have like outfits and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like dope and they're wearing them with masks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's so. They're so hoes. They're such hoes. I get it though. I take the money.
I'm expecting to live like.
I take.
Like, you know, it's some blood money, but like
it's for sure. But all money's blood money.
Exactly. But money isn't.
Every money is blood money. Anybody give a fuck with that? Like that's like that's the whole thing too.
It's a whole conversation for a different podcast.
Like, well, I know that's like the thing is like people truly thought about it. Like people are getting pissed off because they're like Saudi ready to just kill people. They blah blah this and blah that. But it's blood money. And it's like you're getting pissed off and you're trying to cancel people because they're going to the live tour. But it's like the money you have right now is blood money.
Yeah, people are dumb.
Everything in the world is fought over money. So
literally wars are because of money.
Literally everything in the world is because of money.
Yeah, exactly. But that's about it. So you guys are great. Keep watching, keep sharing.
Yeah, we love you guys. Follow me on Instagram, bodybuildingdad23.com. Jesus Christ.
What?
I'm so used to talking about my email, dude. I've been typing my email a lot lately. Bodybuilding, Savage Bodybuilding Dad 23.
Savage Guide to the Light. Come out tomorrow, Century Center, BWK.
Follow us on Instagram, the H.A.B podcast as well.
That's tomorrow, Dan Severn, Dan the Man Severn. UFC legend.
I'll be for a win.
One of the original UFC champions. Will be out there.
I'll be
Rock and Roll Express, one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
I'll be in for Wayne watching, hanging out with family. If I don't even fucking watch this, so
yeah, that's all right. But love you guys. Keep watching, keep supporting, keep following us, keep sharing it, and go check out SV Supplements.
Yep,
SV Supplements, Granger, Cleveland Road. Continental Plaza or some shit like that, whatever the hell it's called. Big Coffee, purely pressed. Walker's Dive Store by the mall. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Good place.
Yeah.
Big ass black and white sign says SV supplements. Supplements.
Yep.
Sounds like supplements like the alcohol. It's supplements.
Go tell them the H.A.B podcast name.
It's the H.A.B. podcast. I need some North Fit. This Victorious.
It's a 10% off discount. It's like 5, but still.
Yeah. Some shit like that. I need my little keys.
Dude, I went there yesterday and he hooked me up with like 3 samples and a fucking shaker for free. Yeah, I bought some shit, so.
Yeah, I need some of that. I need to go in there tomorrow. I need to go there tomorrow.
Do it.
I need to get some pump products, and I'm starting to get my free freaking protein from Sean.
Yeah, he's in North Carolina right now.
No, I'm just making it known that I need to get that one. Okay. Love you, bye.
Bye.